everyone, today I'm going to be doing a makeup look using all Drugstore products, and it was really fun. It is what I am wearing today right now. So if you're interested in that video, then stay tuned. I noticed that at the very beginning my camera, I guess, deleted the first scenes of the video, so it didn't show the very beginning. So I'm going to tell you the products that I was using for my primer and my foundation. And this is the first thing I use is the primer by Rimmel, and this is the Lasting Finish Primer. And you guys know that I talk about this primer a lot. I really love this primer a lot. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful hydrating primer. For my foundation, I use my Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I love this foundation, but it's a bit too dark for me. So what I did is that I used my Manic Panic Dream Tone Vegan sort of white cream to make this a little bit lighter, and this is in the color Virgin, which is the whitest white. So I mixed these two together to give me the foundation that I have on right now, and it's perfect. I love the finish. I think it's just a beautiful foundation, and a really great drugstore, you know, alternative foundation. Really inexpensive as well. I think it's less than $9, so love this foundation. Okay, so this is how the consistency is once I mixed it, and I have a bunch on my fingers, so I'm just going to apply this all over my face, blending this all over. I do have a bunch of breakouts, especially one like by my hairline. So as you guys can see, hopefully the light is not too bright, but it's pretty matte, this foundation, but it's also really hydrating, and I really like it a lot. I think it's a great foundation. If you have oily skin, this would be like great for you. If you have dry, like super dry skin, I don't think it'll be great, just because it will show on like any dry patches that you have. When I use this, I don't even have to set anything. I only set my concealer because I have really dark circles right now. I'm gonna be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Classic Ivory, and it has a very nice like orangey tone. So I'm going to apply this first, but this I'm just gonna focus wherever I have my deepest, darkest dark circles, and it's pretty much in the inside of my eye, just like that, and a little bit like at the end because I have like a little bit of darkness there. And I just use my fingers, but for today I'm going to be using a brush with this. Let's see if I can find the brush. Using my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush to blend this concealer, and it's a really nice like brightening concealer because it's a nice peachy but not too orange, so it's like perfect to brighten my dark circles. So you guys are gonna see that it does help hide my dark circles that I have. I haven't been able to sleep very well, so when I don't sleep that well, of course my eyes get a lot more, or like my under eyes get a lot more darker. Okay, now I'm gonna be applying my Super Stay Better Skin concealer in the color Light, and I'm just gonna apply that on top of the concealer that I applied. This is more of a flesh tone concealer that matches my skin a lot better, and I like to apply this very generously under my eyes to highlight certain parts of my face. And then I also like to use this sort of like where I have a lot of laugh lines. To you guys that it's really hydrating, and it does not cake. It's really easy to blend, so I just love using this. With this foundation, I don't like to set my entire face just because it's a really mattifying look, so I like to just set sort of my eyes, like my under eye concealer, and then some other parts of my face, but not the entire thing. So I'm going to be using my e.l.f. contour palette, and it looks like this. Really nice. I talked about it and I said I really love it. I'm going to be using the yellow powder to set my under eye because it does crease a little bit, just because I do apply, you know, a very amount of concealer, really significant amount of concealer, so it does of course crease a little bit. So I just apply the powder so that it won't crease, and then a little bit on my forehead, kind of like right here. I'm pretty dry like right here, but a little bit higher, more oily, so that's where I focus the concealer. So I'm going to be using an eyeshadow by NYX, and this is called the Prismatic Shadows, and this is in the color Girl Talk, and Girl Talk is a beautiful color. It's kind of like a pinkish with a lot of shimmer. It's just a really beautiful color. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm just going to use my fingers. I love using my fingers for my eyelid eyeshadows, and I'm just going to apply this all over my entire eyelid, and it's just a beautiful kind of like pink, a really nice pink lilac color, and it's just kind of like duochrome as well. So you guys can see the eyeshadow. It's just a beautiful color, as you guys can see. I'm also going to be using my Wet n Wild The Naked Truth eyeshadow palette, and it looks like this. As you guys can see, it's full of neutrals. So here it is, really beautiful eyeshadows. I love Wet n Wild eyeshadows, like the Drugstore. Some of the best eyeshadows that they carry is by Wet n Wild. So I'm going to be using this beautiful, like, kind of like a bronzy brown with gold specks. And I'm going to be using my blending brush with that. And I'm just going to, these are really pigmented, but they're very powdery. So you have to tap the eyeshadow so you won't have any fallout. But that's the only, like, I guess, bad thing about it. But, you know, it doesn't bother me. So I'm just going to apply this on the crease. And I'm going to go for, we'll see. Sometimes I say light eyeshadows, but then I go a little bit overboard and make it too dark. But it's just a really pretty medium brown. And I'm just applying this all over the entire crease. I'm also bringing it here in the outer corner and kind of like bringing it in, sort of blending the eyeshadow. From the e.l.f. contour palette, I'm going to be grabbing this kind of like cream white eyeshadow. Well, it's a powder, but I'm going to use it as an eyeshadow. And I'm also going to apply this on my brow bone, and just because it has a little bit of shimmer or like a sheen, I think it'll be great to put it on the brow bone. I'm going to be using an e.l.f. Precision brush, super tiny. And I'm going to be grabbing the dark brown from this, I guess, quad, or no, palette, because it's more than 4 eyeshadows. And I'm just going to apply this all over my lower lash line. But I'm going to focus this mostly on the outer corner, and I'm bringing it in and blending the eyeshadow. I love doing this. I think it makes my eyes bigger and defines my eyes a lot better. So I'm bringing it sort of halfway in. Grabbing a precision brush just like this. This is by Crown. And I'm going to be grabbing the medium brown, the one that we used on our eyelids. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow and help it blend with the darker eyeshadow that we put.
So I'm just going to use this to blend the darkest eyeshadow.
I'm going to be grabbing an angled fluff brush. I think it's also by Crown, and it's just like a slanted poofy brush. And I'm going to apply the same color Girl Talk in my lower lash line to highlight. Now I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. I'm going to be using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And this is in the color Espresso. And it's just a really good dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I think that's what it's called. Or one of the brow pencils. The first thing I like to do is brush my hairs up. And I have a decent amount of hair on my eyebrows. But they're not, you know, I don't know. They're not tamed. I just like to brush what I applied upwards. And that way it makes the pencil more blended. I'm going to be using my Essence eyeliner pen in waterproof, and I'm going to line my upper, or do a cat eye with this. And let's see if I can do it in camera, because I need to be super close to my mirror to do this. I struggle with my liner today. I don't know why, but we're just gonna leave it. I think it's gonna be as close as it's ever gonna get. And like always, I use my Mega Length Mascara Wet n Wild and my Jordana Extreme Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara for my upper lashes. This one's waterproof, this one's not, but I still love it, and it gives me a really good length. So I love these two mascaras, and they're great from the drugstore. I think I do want to use a black eyeliner, so I'm going to be using my Jordana 12 Hour Made to Last Liquid Eyeliner Pencil, and this is in the color black, and it's just a black matte pencil. And I'm just going to apply this in my waterline, but only halfway. And just like a little bit, not too much. Continue with the face, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Paris True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator. This is in the color Golden W's 101. So this is just a liquid illuminator, sort of a highlight, and I'm going to be applying this with my fingers. And this dries really quickly, so I'm just going to use a little tiny amount, and I'm just going to blend it with my fingers really fast, just because, like I said, it sets really quickly, and I apply little by little just because I don't want it to set on me, but hopefully you guys can see that glow that it's giving me. And I apply a really small amount. I think this product for the summer is going to be great just because it has a little bit more of warmth. So when I'm more tan, this is going to look really, really pretty. So I would really recommend this. Now to set the highlight, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild. This is called the Shimmer palette in the color I'll Have a Cosmo. So I'm just going to use this to highlight because, as you guys know, I am kind of obsessed with highlighting. And I don't know why I did this first, but I'm just going to highlight first and then contour. But I'm just going to set it on top of it. Now to contour, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. contour palette. I'm going to be using this color right here, which is more of the cool tone color. Blush, I'm going to be using my Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. A beautiful peachy with gold sort of like shimmer, but it looks really beautiful on the cheeks. Very popular blush, not brush. And I'm just going to apply this on the apple of the cheeks. Now for lips, I'm going to be using the Jordana Easy Liner in the color Baby Berry, and it's a beautiful sort of like, what is it called? Like a muted purple pink, really pretty. I'm gonna line my lips. For the lipstick, I'm gonna be using my NYX High Voltage lipstick in the color Flutter Kiss. It's a really beautiful kind of nude pink. I think it's a little bit too cool tone. I'm gonna be using my Revlon Color Burst Matte lipstick in the color Elusive, and it's 205. And I'm just going to apply this sort of like in the outer corner. I think I'm just going to apply it on top. So the last step, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. And I'm loving this setting spray. I think it's really good. Really good for the drugstore. And it's really inexpensive. It was $4.99, so a really good price. So I'm just going to set my entire face with this. So here's the finished look using all drugstore products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it some thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to subscribe for more future videos. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to watch the video because I might be doing a giveaway and giving one of my favorite or my all-time favorite palette. If you guys already know what palette it is because you know that I talked about that palette a lot. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.